Alright guys, we're going to get started here with a video about how to make your pledge. This getting started is just going to get us set up with the right canvas size and the right workspace. So to start off, we're going to do a new document in Photoshop, and you can see under the presets there's already an option for film and video, and because we're intending this animated text to go on video, we're going to choose that preset, and then under size we have to choose what size TV, and we're shooting our show in high definition at 1080p, so you're going to use that. Photoshop will fill in the rest of the size for you, but just you can check it. It should be 1920 by 1080 with a resolution of 72. Just a note, the background here is set to white, which is fine for this, but if in later stuff you're wanting to do something that has a transparent background, maybe a lower third, you could change that to transparent. I'm going to go ahead and name this here, and I'll just call it Pledge. And we'll say OK. Now you'll see your screen will pop up, and immediately you might notice these lines that are on your screen, and those are called safety guides. And what these guides are for is to help you. Even though we all use high definition televisions, they're not necessarily all manufactured the same. So they set out these guides. This inner one here, anything inside this box, is called the text safe area, and you want all of your text to go inside of that area so that none of your numbers might get cut off. The next area out, the slightly bigger area, is called your picture safe area, and in there that's where you want your photographs or pictures of people's faces to make sure they're inside there so they don't get cut off. And then of course all the way out it would be your background. So that's what those are. If those are bugging you a lot, they won't show up on the finished product, but you can actually hide them using Command:, which is the key next to L. Okay, so now that we've got our canvas set, let's go ahead and go on over. We're going to get a picture here. I just did a search for American flag, and we'll just grab one. Any old one will do. Let's say this one. When you're bringing stuff into Photoshop, do be sure that you click this View Image so that you get a nice large image of that. If you try to drag this one down, it might be smaller. And so I'll drag that into Photoshop here. And as is the case, now I have two tabs open, and I want to get this flag onto my canvas before I get started. So I do Command A, we'll go all the way around, Command C, we'll copy, and go on over, and Command V will paste. I'll go ahead and take this and size it up so that it fills the frame. And then I'm going to do some very simple text on top of it, at least simple at first. But really what we're looking for here is some good typography. Think of this as if you were doing still typography. What you're wanting is this is what it's going to look like at the end. So I'll do some pledge. By the way, Command Shift and the arrow key next to M will get smaller and bigger. So I'll do like this. I pledge allegiance. And also a note for you, there is spell checking in Photoshop. If you go under the Help menu and say, Help, I don't know how to spell, you can see that it's under Edit, Check Spelling, and I got it right, so that was good. Alright, we'll take this and we'll do a little more text stuff, and I'll just size it up like that and say that that's good. Now I'm not going to worry about all the rest of the colors and stuff on here because we're going to kind of mess with those in the future, but right now we're started. So what you're going to do is a little bit more detailed work than that. You might want to do your text, your typography, so it looks a little bit better, but for the sample of this, we're good to go.